Hello everyone, welcome back to the OS World Cup 2021 for another round of 16 match. I'm Azer today. I'm joined by Monk Gatso. How's it going, man?
Hey man, chilling, doing good. Super excited for this matchup.
Oh, I am so excited for this. It is Canada-Taiwan time, baby. It is one of the most hyped matchups this weekend, for sure. Everyone's been talking about this, I think. Among some others, I think up there with the scale of like Germany, Australia, and with Korea, UK, which is going to be played tomorrow. But Canada-Taiwan, a matchup that I think is very, very storied. I think very, very obviously one thing to get out of the way right off the bat, because it's definitely a strong talking point, is that the last 3 times these teams faced in the World Cup resulted in tiebreakers in favor of Canada, right? So in 2015 quarters, Rucker was present for that. In 2017 groups, Rucker and Shield were present for that. And just last year in round of 16, where 6 players were present for that. So maybe setting up a bit of an expectation here.
Yeah, it's always so much better when there's that history behind the match. You know, you've got so many storylines developing in all these countries, and it really just makes for a really entertaining match. And it actually is something players think about when they're playing as well. You know, they want to be like, you know, think back to last year or whenever it was that they versed, and it does build that fire in the players.
Yeah, and even then, like, I think both of these teams essentially swapped out their entire core rosters. Canada's coming in with 5 new players this year, and I think Taiwan with 4.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, which is really different, honestly. I think they're both kind of looking for the same thing here, kind of both looking to keep up with like the legacy, right, and show that they can do it. So far, I think Canada hasn't had the best of showings, but I think they're looking to prove everyone wrong here. I think they're looking to prove that they're deserving of that second seed that they got in qualifiers, right? So,
and Taiwan on that same boat, they shipped a lot of their players off. Missing, you know, GFMRT, one of those big names, Flask, but they still bringing up a really strong roster. They were actually, I'm surprised to see so many of their players change up, considering that they actually won 3WC this year. So you'd expect to see a lot of those players sticking around, but unfortunately that's not the case, or whatever it is. But yeah, big roster changes for both these teams, especially most notably Canada not having Ryuk and some of the core players from last year.
yeah, and I think Canada, as of recent, has kind of gotten to a point where it's a little bit like the United States, where you can talk about their deep like roster pool that they have. I think Canada is kind of getting to that point where there's a lot of people that are missing, but they're still fine without those people, evidently, right? As they got second seed even, right? So, and even for Taiwan, even though they're missing like the majority of the people you would consider their best players last year, you still got Shiina, Noriko, Shield, and Dazzlewind essentially just playing every single map and doing extremely well.
Yep, I think with Taiwan, you know, you see those players and you immediately just think NoMod trouble. And if you actually ever look at these last 2 teams, a lot of them played a lot of NoMod last week. So I'm super excited to see how that plays out, especially with this week's pool, the NoMods being a bit harder than last time. Should be quite the match.
Yeah, and I think this may be the first match where I think both of these teams kind of set in stone for the rest of the tournament what they're expected to be good at, right? Especially if it's like round of 32, sometimes most of the top teams can kind of just play everything. So you don't really get a good solid idea of like, oh, this team is a DT team, for example. This team is a mechanics team. Like you don't get that from just a round of 32 match, right? So if you look at like the things that they both picked last round, a lot of them hovered a lot of NoMod and DT, and I think in the case of Taiwan, most notably, they were against Romania, and there's probably a point to be made about, you know, like playing around Vadu and stuff like that for Romania, right? So maybe Taiwan's game plan changes a little bit here, also considering the fact that Canada was one of the strongest speed teams last year and in qualifiers. So
yeah,
we'll have to see if their game plan changes.
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out that Canada had an amazing showing on the DT2 last week, or DT1, a really solid scores, all 499s, and then on the NoMod 5, kind of struggling a little bit. They're still putting up a pretty good score, but they actually lost out to Taiwan on that map, so we'll have to see how the speed goes for this week. Of course, when a team's a little bit faster, they definitely speed abuse. It's certainly sort of a trend to pick the faster maps if you're a faster team. Get into this pick ban phase.
Yeah, I think in terms of pick ban, we're going to see Canada ban first here. I think they're looking at something like NoMod 5, like you just said. They didn't really have a good showing last week. Three of their players did pretty good, but I think they had a little bit of a hard time filling out that 4th slot. Could have just been nerfs, but could also be looking at NoMod 1 for them, even though you could consider Canada an AIM team. It is a little bit more of a random pick, and seeing as seed-wise, you know, they're expected to be the favorites here. NoMod 1 always tends to be a little bit random, but no, they actually are going to go for the Hard Rock 2, which is a bit of the unique map in this pool. It's very slow, and it has a lot of rhythm complexity, and Canada want none of that.
Yeah, we saw, I think it was Krilla yesterday on that map, absolutely popped off in that Germany-Australia map, right? That was the sort of 6.5 rhythm-y type, a lot of precision aim and whatnot.
And I think for Taiwan's ban, they're probably looking at DT1. Like you said, Canada did top score on that last round. Or NoMod 2 as well. Canada's known to be a little bit of a strong NoMod 2 team. See what they end up going with. They do have a couple of options, but I think I'm definitely looking at those two as their best.
I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised to see quite a lack of NoMod 1 in the tournament so far. I haven't really been eyes on every single match, but I feel like NoMod 1's kind of been a bit avoided throughout. It hasn't been banned, but it hasn't been picked as much as you usually see throughout these OWCs. A lot of early matches, they pick those.
Oh, can we still ban Hard Rock?
Both teams looking to get Hard Rock off the board. Shiina's just asking that question for those unaware. Some tournaments, they don't let you completely ban out a map pool. It's just sometimes it's a niche trend with tournaments. That's why he's gone and asked that question. It's not just a random question, you know.
Yeah, okay, so Taiwan is banning out both Hard Rocks. That's a bit unexpected. I think there's a lot of things open for Canada now.
Yeah, I think they're mostly just going off the history here, because it looks like Canada played both Hard Rocks last week, and Taiwan only played the one, and with the one they played, it was Hard Rock 2, and didn't put up a single FC on that. So looks like they've done their research towards the map. I wanted to say it's worth pointing out neither team touched Hidden last week, and that Hidden AR8 was sick. This AR8 is sick. No one played Hidden last week for these two teams, so you really got to find out who's that first team that's going to pick it, and here it is. It's Canada.
Oh, right off the bat, okay. I was gonna say Hard Rock 1 is like historically a pretty good ban against Canada, regardless, because you have people like Zooty and Frankie who are known for that Hard Rock aim. So even though this week it's not so much, you could kind of say it's more or less like a tech pick, like an old school tech pick. It does have a pretty high aim requirement still, so they don't want any of that. We're gonna be seeing Hidden first pick for Canada. This is a little bit unexpected for me, but I think they're looking to play around the additions of their new players here. I think you're looking at probably Vespirit, who is kind of like the hidden player on this team. But of course also xootynator, I think very well known to be very proficient at specifically this type of hidden too, because it's mostly just aim.
Yeah, since we didn't get to see any of the hiddens last week, I think it's worth pointing out that in the qualifier scores, Canada actually put up a higher score in the Hidden 1 category, but in the Hidden 2 category, kind of losing out to Taiwan. So I really wonder how this is going to play out. The rosters for the... we didn't get to see the roster for Taiwan, since obviously they didn't play Hidden last week. But we're looking at like Shiina, Dazzle...
In qualifiers, they just played Shiina, Rucker, Dazzle, and Spinesnight. So they do have Diaostrophism instead of Rucker. I'm not sure if that's going to be what they're sticking with.
It's always good to see a flexible Hidden roster. I know some countries struggle to get fourth player, so if you have a fifth player on Hidden, it's amazing. Hidden really is one of those mods where I'd probably say it's the most niche. Most teams will look at adding a strong Hidden player. You'll find that a lot in OWCs, but if you have 5 Hidden players on a team, that makes things very good. The more the merrier, of course.
Actually, now that I look at this, they also have Shield in for this? That's a little bit weird. I don't know Shield to be very proficient at Hidden. Yeah, at least compared to the other players on the team. I would definitely expect to see Rucker here. Rucker has like a decade of experience on that mod. But maybe they're feeling a bit confident with this roster.
Might just be the style of map as well. Shield
yeah,
didn't play any of the Hiddens in qualifiers, so this is actually the first Hidden we're seeing from him in the tournament. So we'll have to see how it is. It's so scary because Hidden's definitely one of those mods you can just put on, and then all of a sudden, as soon as the map starts, you've just forgotten how to play. So hopefully we're all good here as we get started in this match. Canada's first pick.
Yeah, this roster I think is pretty expected for Canadian aim, I would say. Like the hidden 1 slot. You're probably not looking too much at Jeremy for the rest of the hidden picks, but because this is mostly just like a density, like a pattern aim pick, I think it fits him well.
Right. These maps always have like a couple streams here and there to really keep you alert on that aspect as well. No players really struggling through that intro, so definitely seeing comfortable hidden players in this.
Still just no breaks early on here, but we haven't really gone to any of the single hard parts yet. And again, I think the level of play in both of these teams, I think, is expected to be so high that we might not be seeing many breaks throughout the whole match, I would say.
Yeah, no plays at all missing yet. This is incredible as far as the first map goes. Usually you have like one nerve miss here and there, and now we're going to start to see some of these players shake, I reckon, as we are approaching kind of high combos here.
Yeah, as we all know, as soon as we get like to the middle part, the longer this goes on, like the more impactful any of the breaks are, right? So, but Canada does get away with a little bit of an accuracy lead early on here. I think with 200s and 300s. Oh, Jeremy does find the first miss here, though.
Oh, Diaostrophism's got to match it, though. But yeah, definitely team accuracy advantage on the side of Canada right now. Sporting 299.7s, pretty much 3. Everyone on a high 99. So with those 2 breaks, I think we're still Canada advantage here. Shield actually broke. I didn't catch that shield break at all, but with shield breaking, that's going to make it a 3-2 favor of Canada.
Yeah, they do get a little bit of a comfortable cushion here. But again, this map is fairly lengthy. It's 4 minutes.
Oh, and Shiina missing as well is disaster for Taiwan, as it's only Spinesnight holding combo through half the map, with 3 players on the side of Canada looking as solid as possible. 99.8 all across the board.
And this is pretty much what you would expect from these 3 Canadian players here. Nick, Frankie, and xootynator. Frankie does unfortunately miss, but I think at this point it's probably not too impactful. But these 3 essentially just are the only 3 players this year on Canada to have any experience. They were all 3 of them the highlights last year, I would say. And especially in this match, in this matchup last year when they played in round of 16. So it's good to see them do pretty well on their first pick here. The accuracy on Nick and xootynator is honestly pretty insane.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a break from Nick and Zooty at this point for Taiwan to really clutch this one up. Spinesnight is still holding on to that 99 FC. Shield really holding on with accuracy as well, but just the combo isn't there. Oh, that jump is spaced. Everyone managed to hit that. Another miss from Diaostrophism, and with Spinesnight missing, that is certainly going to be the first map towards Canada. A solid first pick. Nick missing there at the end, and Zooty just holding on. Really looking at Zooty to perform for Canada this OWC. Certainly got the shoes to fill with a lot of their huge players stepping out this year.
And Jeremy as well recovered really well from that one early miss, right? Look at his accuracy as well, still rocking the 99.6. Like, pretty solid performance here, kind of as expected as this is Canada's first pick. So coming out very, very strong, actually. Pretty sizable score difference, even though it was close for a while, but too many breaks on the side of Taiwan, and it's already like 600k difference now.
An amazing performance from the side of Canada. Zooty, as cool as ever, is going to come with the only FC on that one. And Canada is going to take their first map.
Yeah, this is definitely what you want to see from Zooty as well, right? You would always think of her when you think of Canadian hidden players nowadays, and she's there to show off why.
It looks like that torch has been passed, Aza. And if you actually look at Canada, 18 100s on the side of all of them added up is absurd on a map like that, especially the hidden slot. Looking like a bit of a struggle from some of the players on Taiwan there. Not really able to sport such a high score, but we'll see what they go. They did have a better score than Canada on that AR8 hidden in qualifier, so I really do wonder if they're going to shy away from it just because of how they've been blasted on this first hidden pick, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think Taiwan has a lot of options here. I think they're probably going to be looking at some of the DTs, even though it's weird to pick speed DT into Canada. I think that maybe the finger control DT, so the DT3 could be a good pick for them. Looking at NoMod 4 as well, I think this Taiwan roster really likes their NoMod tech. Hidden 2 is also kind of a good option, though. I think, like you said, the qualifier score was probably the only major difference between these two teams in favor of Taiwan. Just about everything else in the pool has been in the favor of Canada, right? So, and I mean, it is a map by Flask, you know. They gotta pick it.
Yep. There were only 2 maps, or 3 maps really, that neither of these teams played. That was the NoMod 3 last week, so the old NoMod map. Sort of the hidden 1 slot and the hidden 2 slot. Every other map was played, so they've all... There's ample results there. They can have a look around, and a lot of options here. DT2 is going to be the pick.
Yeah, this is one of them. I think you could expect to have them. They had a pretty good showing on the DT2's last round as well. Had 2 full combos for 3.9 million scores. I think it's a bit of a question mark against Canada because Canada did not play DT2 or DT3 last round, but they did have pretty good showings on the qualifier for a couple of the DTs, and as well as DT1 we said earlier, they talked.
We got Kurtis and Muffin Slayer sitting in for Canada here.
Yeah, Taiwan are looking at, I think, Shiina, Shield, and Dazzle wins. They did have 975 set pin a couple times for the DT2, and he's in the lobby right now, so...
Yeah, I think 975 was one of the other really high-ranked Taiwanese players there. I think Shield is the highest-ranked player in that on that team, and then it's 975, so just underneath him. Hasn't really seen him in too many tournaments, but OWC really the stage to set your name.
Oh, for sure. I think most notably, I think if you look at the current Taiwan roster, Shield is definitely like the superstar of that roster, right? Yeah. Definitely, even still, I would say manages to be a little bit underrated. Always showed up in many tournaments over the last couple of years, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Looking at him for a good performance here.
I had the pleasure of watching the Taiwanese 1v1 tournament, like the grand finals, and oh my god, that was... Shield on that was another human. It was unbelievable. He put up some of the best scores I've seen in tournament. I just couldn't believe it. Shield definitely coming in as Taiwanese, their Superman. But it looks like we're going to get Shiina filling in that last slot. It took quite a while there for Taiwan to sort out that roster, which always is a bit scary. It could either be 2 players being like, I feel really good on it, I feel really good on it, which one do I want to play? Or it could just be like, yo, we can't find a 4th player for this. So hopefully it was the first, not the later. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this is an identical roster to the last DT2 they played, so seems pretty consistent. We are going to get into it now. And again, on the side of Canada, we didn't really get to talk about it much, but yeah, they do bring in Muffin Slayer and Kurtis. I think Canada's a country that has a lot of liberties in terms of who is playing what map, right? Like you said, they have... we talked about it for hiddens, but they have the availability to play more players than just 4 on maps, right? They have a healthy backup roster for everything. So I would have kind of expected to see maybe Zylice play this. He's a very strong all-rounder, very well known for his DT. But it is going to be, I think it was Vespirit coming in for this.
As we just get through a few technical difficulties right now, apologies. Try and get into that map as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think we had some audio desync issues. Trying to get that underway.
Muffin Slayer was one of the top scores on that DT1 last week. So, yeah, not too surprised to see him here. DT2, of course, being a different slot, but he was also in for that NoMod 5 for Canada. So I'll expect to see him through quite a lot of these speed picks. And Vespirit, yeah, did play on that NoMod 5 as well without Zylice. So, like you said, Zylice sitting out quite a bit on these maps. It looks like we're finally back in. Apologies for the delays. It looks like all 8 players are still FCing somehow. And Nick is sitting on an SS.
Oh, I did hear a little bit of insider information that Nick is feeling really good today. So hopefully he's gonna get to show it. But Dazzlewind's gonna find the first break.
It's a DT, so the score does get really high. Missing in the middle of the map is catastrophic in any map. So Canada looks really good here. Everyone's sitting on kind of nice accuracy. Taiwan the same. It really is just the combo advantage on the side of Canada. We need to see a break coming soon from one of them. Oh, a break to see how everyone's doing. Everyone sees Dazzlewind's the only miss here. Really gotta support our boy now. It's so sad that happens. It's so rare that you get 60% into a map and only one person is broken. Really got to work your butt off to make up for it on Canada. When you see 4 people FCing, it does wreak confidence.
Some people don't handle that break though. They don't handle it super well. Whenever you get to see the scores.
Oh, I heard from them finances. We need to see another break for Canada as they're 400k away. I think this is going to be closed out. Really good scores all across the board. Amazing scores from Canada, but it was about 5 FCs in this match. Muffin's going to choke it at the end.
What is this accuracy from Nick?
Dude.
99.6 on this. All right. 500.
That was an unbelievable performance from both teams. We have 2 1 million scores on the side of Taiwan with a 900k, and it's about the same on Canada. It really was just that bottom score on the side of Taiwan. Unfortunate there, but wow, 3.8 mil I think was their score, and they're losing that. That's an unfortunate way to lose a map, but props to Canada. Nick really popping off on that one.
That score was very close to being probably the top score of the round when you consider how close Muffin Slayer and Kurtis were to FCing, right? They just found a break or 2 at the very end. So it's not going to be a 4-way, but I mean, it was pretty close. I think it was still over 4 million, right? So I think it was 4.2.
And look at this, Canada immediately picking NoMod 2 after that one. Coming in well prepared, a 2-0 lead to boost their confidence going into this next map. Starting off strong is so important in these tournaments. It really does. Momentum is key. So really hoping Taiwan can find their footing here. And this breakpoint would be huge. It's such a confident pick from Canada.
I will very confidently say NoMod 2 is Canada's strongest pick, I think.
The field. Hold on. We do have a nuts roster for Taiwan on this map as well. This could be scary.
Actually, I think this match has the 2 top performers for NoMod 2 last round. I'd have to check real quick. It was close. So Frankie and Shield on the NoMod 2 last week. With one single 100, getting number 1 and number 3. There's a cheeky Musty in there with the same exact score in between both of them last round.
I think it's worth pointing out Canada's scores. They had 3 amazing scores on NoMod 2 and 1 really heavy score on NoMod 2. Looks like Muffin Slayer, who was that heavy player that map, is not in on this one. Instead, going to be replaced here.
I mean, you could say the same for the Taiwan side as well, right? They basically had like 2 FCs and a 700k from NekoKamui, but Shiina, Noriko not having the strongest showing on the NoMod 2 last round. Although I think it's worth saying the maps are a little bit different, right? There's always... I think NoMod 2 is one of those slots where I think it kind of depends a lot on the map itself.
Yeah,
not so much like the slot or like the speed that's at or anything. It's always like some pattern that like some people can play and some can't. You know?
Yeah, NoMod 2 is exactly that type of map where sometimes you'll have a roster and you'll be like, all right, good, we got 4 great NoMod 2 players on this one. You expect to have those exact same 4 next week, and all of a sudden they can't play this NoMod 2 because I don't know why. It's just like for some reason, stream aim and stream stamina, they don't, equate every week. It's a bit weird like that. It's not like the NoMod 5 where you're always going to have the same 4 pretty much. NoMod 2s are a bit different, so versatile.
Yeah, for Taiwan, putting in Diaostrophism in 975 here, we did not play the NoMod 2 last round, so...
Yeah, look, a bit of roster swap, but we did have Shield and Dazzle. They were the 2 pop-offs on this map last week. And of course, the 2 pop-offs for Canada being Frankie and Vespirit. Not actually seeing Vespirit here on this one. It's going to be Muffin Slayer, so bit of a core swap out there. We'll see how it plays out. We get into this Canada's second pick to a lead.
Yeah, I think Vespirit is one of those players that gets affected by that. The variables in the map. Like there's going to be some of them he plays super well, like the one last week, Some others maybe not so much. And I think that's where Canada definitely has a strong advantage here. I think that, like I said over and over, the depth of the full roster that they can have, they can provide a lot of backups here and swap out like 3 of their players for the same slot, and they're still going to do well, right? Hopefully here.
Yep, so we're looking at those core players on Taiwan and Dazzle and Shield. If we see a miss from them, it could be very scary, just because of how much they overperformed for their team in those last week. Muffin immediately missing was the weak link in that last week's match for the NoMod 2.
Yeah, I think I'm just expecting really good things from 2 players on each side here, Nick and Frankie, and Dazzle, Wind, and Shield. They all kind of have to do well, but I'm fully expecting them to do well. So I think a lot of this is going to rely on the other 4 players. And so far, that's a little bit on the advantage of Taiwan. Diaostrophism and 975 holding pretty well.
Oh, I saw a bit of shakes on 975. Hopefully that was just my imagination, but it looks like...
Oh god, yes.
975 looking a little bit shaky on this map, and that's not what you want on a NoMod 2, but for some reason, I always see people shake and hit these streams. It's crazy. On the side of Canada, Nick, a huge miss on the side of Canada. That is not who you want to see to miss. One of their core NoMod 2 players is Taiwan, looking solid as we get to halfway of this map.
That has a huge impact.
Oh, but Dazzle, another core player missing on this NoMod 2. So 3 each. It's really Muffin Slayer rebuilds that combo. And when you miss at the start of a map, I kind of find it hard to get myself back into it. He's doing really well. 975's going to miss the last note of that stream going into the break.
Diaostrophism as well. So Shield is the only combo holding on. I think with the 100 here, right? So.
Oh my god.
Question.
Oh my god, disaster has struck, but it's on Canada right now. Will they blunder this obvious advantage to the side of Canada? How does Zylice
we talked about it earlier, like the break here, they see they have combo lead, right? They see they're going to get the points back, so it's all on them to just hold this, right? So,
and you're definitely looking at plays to start tanking accuracy and just play that combo game. Accuracy is pretty irrelevant at this point. The 3 combos up, and the score is running away for the side of Canada as they are really just outscoring Taiwan here. Just no one really holding combo, just Shield. It's so hard right now for him. 399s on the side of Canada.
And even though Canada found 2 misses, look at the recoveries on them. Muffin Slayer's ult 99.5 has 1.3k combo, right? So this is probably just going to be a reverse choke, although the ending of this map gets quite hard. And look at Nick as well, who had a miss, but has like the highest accuracy in the lobby, I think, next to Shield.
Dude, Shield scores crazy here. Muffin and Frank only combos here for Canada. Actually, Nick's there as well. It's looking too late for Taiwan. Another solid performance, really. He scores very mid, but Canada, Muffin Slayer actually going to be the one to kind of outscore everyone on Taiwan there except Shield. Incredible stuff.
These 2 scores are insane, man. Frankie and Shield are so good.
The accuracy on the side of those players, incredible. Shield actually did pop a 1-100 there, and FC, that's probably going to be the highest score of the tournament for this week, unless someone comes in and SS's already has done so. What a score from Shield. Dazzle Wind with the slider break. That 975 break was so sad. Same with Dia, so unfortunate there for the side of Taiwan, but it wasn't their pick. All hope is not lost. A 3-0 lead towards Canada. Do they go for here?
Yeah, all things considered, Taiwan did not do that bad here. I think a ban that they should have considered. They're clearly not favored on this, even though Shield did extremely well. So yeah, I don't think they should reasonably have expected to win that. And it is like Canada's strongest map, like I said, right on paper. So we'll have to see what they answer with. Taiwan has a pick here. They did go for DT2 last time. They could go for the other DT. I think DT3 is also a really strong pick for them.
I like the NoMod 4 you were bringing up earlier. Just looking at Canada's scores on that NoMod 4 from last week just as well was not that good. Taiwan didn't put up any scores, but on paper, Taiwan looks solid on a NoMod 4 map. Also worth pointing out, the ARA hidden that they outscored Canada on, but
yeah,
haven't picked it. Always free mod, that's stable. Taiwan did play 2 free mods last week, so having that experience, and they had good scores on it as well. Really, the bag is open for Taiwan here.
I think those are probably the only 3 picks I'll be looking at for Taiwan. I don't think Taiwan should ever pick any free mods against Canada. That is a death trap, I think, when there's Zooty and Frankie on the team who are going to HDHR everything, and both free mods are very overmoddable, right? So I think it's extremely risky for them to go for that. They go for NoMod speed,
Oh,
which is good. This is a good pick for them, I think.
An amazing pick. Bit of an overlook for me. I actually missed this one. This is an obvious pick almost from the side of Taiwan. They outscored Canada on this. Really heavy, actually. About a 500k outscore from last week. And the NoMod 5s don't change, pretty much. NoMod 5 is that slot where you're always just going to have your speed, stamina players for these maps. And
I think I'm very curious to see if there's going to be roster changes. Even on the NoMod 2, Taiwan's roster was very different. I don't know if they go for the same 4 players here, but mostly just looking at Canada, who had exceptional performances from Vespirit, Muffin Slayer, and Nick. But Kurtis just did not really show up. That's where that 500k gap is, right? They're in this match on the NoMod 5 last week. There were 7 FCs, and it was just Kurtis left over with a pretty weak score, right? So maybe he'll be in looking for that redemption, and he does join the lobby, and I think he's definitely going to be looking for that redemption, right? So doesn't want that to happen again. He made a clear point of that. He definitely wants to do a better showing, and I hope he gets a chance to show it off here.
And if you're Taiwan, this is almost the most important pick. This is seriously, could be your last pick of this week, really. I mean, everything's on the line here for Taiwan. 3-0 down, you really need to at least put one on the board to gain that momentum, start steering that ship, but see if they can do it. I like this pick. I think this is was probably their best pick on paper, and it's just, we'll see if they can capitalize on that. I'm also a bit surprised to see Canada pick that hidden one and then not go for the area hidden after they won it, but we'll see how it plays out.
Don't think they're going to pick that. Yeah. I mean, we said earlier, I think the low AR hidden would probably be a good pick for Taiwan, considering the qualifier scores, right? So I don't think Canada's looking at that map.
Yeah, they did immediately take the gamble on the hidden one, and you had Zooty the only FC, so looking like maybe one FC on these maps. That ARA hidden is something else. I'll tell you what, that map is really hard.
Yeah, on the flip side though, we say this over and over, but this is one of the easier maps in the pool, especially just to keep your combo on, right? Like, this has high potential for a 4-way on both sides, and if it isn't a 4-way on both sides, then I think any single miss is going to be a massive impact, right? You're seeing a lot of like non-speed players easily FC this map, so this could just come down to accuracy.
NoMod 5 unfortunately is that sort of slot where the map is either too hard or it's like too easy, kind of. It's like super hard to nail this slot with players. But everyone looking comfy as on this intro. Everyone's sitting at nice and 99. Definitely got all the right plays in for this one. Of course, yeah, you mentioned it earlier. 7 FCs pretty much for both these teams. It was just the one player on the side of Kurtis for Canada, and actually holding that SS, so he's looking damn fine.
It's dead even.
This is
the really close
to be as we get to halfway point. This is Taiwan on the back foot, really needing this pick for the momentum here, and you'd love to see a break almost just out of nowhere from either team just to relieve some stress, but no one.
Okay, no, a decent accuracy gain here. I think there's something I really like about this map being easy, and this song kind of, I think, being borrowed from one of the older Mania World Cups, where a lot of the other game modes, if you look at like Mania and Taiko, this is what like your average score line is like. It ends up being like really close, right? It ends up being mostly accuracy.
Oh, but Shiina answers it. It's still... Kurtis, there's that second miss in the middle of the map from Nick and Kurtis. You'd love to see Taiwan hold on to these next 3 combos here. It's so important.
I was gonna say, I was really hoping this comes down to an accuracy pick. It's a little bit like pathetic considering the song, but 3
you'd love to
breaks
get accuracy picked. But this is still really close. This is neck and neck, and you'd have to see a break from one of the Taiwanese players now if you're on the side of Canada.
Look at Kurtis. Look at his accuracy with that break. That's tragic.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And Shield, of course, no slouch to that accuracy. Always just somehow assessing every map pretty much. His accuracy is just always phenomenal. Muffin, Nick, dude, that accuracy on Canada was phenomenal throughout this pick. And seriously, if we don't see a break from Taiwan, this is almost over. This is going to be the pick they needed.
I think it's already over.
Wow, look at these scores. They are so high. Yeah, this is looking absolutely over. Taiwan really finding themselves here on the speed pick, and a good wake-up moment for Taiwan, seeing that you can just win these maps with such a high score, 3.6 mil. Really good score.
They needed this so badly.
On Kurtis and Shield. 2 100s, 3 100s, an unfortunate break there from Kurtis right in the middle of the map, score capping him about 70k, so unfortunate there, but...
Ooh. Immediately, free mod 1. Okay. So I briefly talked about this. I think this might end up biting me back, but I think this is heavily in Canada's favor because they have so many proficient overmod players on this, and this is like the overmod pick. We've seen this in almost every single other match that has played this map. People prefer Hard Rock to NoMod on this, and Canada has xootynator, Frankie, and Zylice who wants to play HDHR, right? Vespirit is just going to be here to play hidden. I think Canada just genuinely just runs 7 mods on this, and Taiwan has to find an answer to that because Taiwan did not do that at all. The last couple times they played hidden, they just slapped hidden on Shiina and Hard Rock on Shield and 2 NoMods. So I'm really curious to see if they choose to answer the overmod on a map like this or not.
It's really worth pointing out that the scores were really low for Taiwan on the free mod, but the NoMod players especially getting 2 of those lowest scores really for Taiwan. So not even comfortable on the NoMod from last week's free mod. We'll have to see how they fare up on this one if they are playing it. But Canada have their lineup ready. They have their players ready. Their pick was ready. You know, it's very well prepared. Just looking so professional here. And you can see Shiina saying these mods, so no doubt you've called the overmod on the side of Canada. I'm imagining 2 hidden hard rocks are hidden and something else, but we'll see how they fare up.
Three hidden hard. I'm telling you, 7 mods.
I said this last week. I really wonder how much free mod seeing your opponent's mods change what you bring to the table. You know what I mean? If you see 3 hidden hard rocks now, all of a sudden you guys go in your comms, yo, we need to put up some supporting mods. We need to overmod this right now. You know what I mean?
It can put some pressure on you because when the other team is overmodding, maybe your like comfortable game plan, like especially if you're going against Canada, like I said, Taiwan knows this. Like it's not the first time they play. They know all of these players. They know they're going to do well, and it's one of the easier maps to overmod. So there is reasonable expectation to accept many full combos on the Canadian side, even with the overmod. So it really makes you start to doubt whether you should also overmod or not. And it looks like they're not going for that. So actually, no. Okay, Spinesnight running the HDHR is still a NoMod, though, but a 2-mod advantage for Canada. That's going to be a lot of points just from that alone.
Yeah, worth pointing out. Still no Rucker to be seen for the side of Taiwan. I haven't actually seen him on a map today, have we? He only played 2 last week as well, so he's kind of sitting back a little bit. This OWC, it feels like.
Yeah, Rucker did play. He did play the free mod last week, but he played as one of the NoMods. So maybe that's where the difference is. They want to put in a 2-mod player instead.
Look at the mods. Look at the mods on Canada. They actually did go and take 7 mods. Spinesnight got to be the first break.
Yeah, I think normally if it was any other map, I'd say this is extremely brave. But like I said, this is common. We are seeing so many extra hard rocks being taken for this map. It's essentially free for a lot of players. In most cases, it's easier than without it for a lot of these players, right? So
that just comes down to the AR most of the time. A lot of players, 6.5 isn't really that big of an element to most of these OWC players here. If the map is pretty simple, sort of like this. Vespirit is going to be the one to miss, but that is the hidden and arguably the hardest mod to perform on this map. So not too bad there for Canada. You'd expect Shiina to follow suit, but he's looking pretty comfy on this. And there it is. My bad.
I mean, I called it.
Entirely my fault. I do
Solid
apologize.
analysis.
3 hidden hard rocks to boot for Canada. That's a lot of score, a lot of accuracy on the side of Frankie and Zooty as well. So, but Shield is actually SS and Spinesnight back, not too bad as well. A lot of score though. This is already a 100k lead for Canada. It's been a pretty much mirrored break, but the hidden hard rock paying dividends right now.
Yeah, this is where the mods are coming in. We did briefly mention on this, but like the hidden here is, you could arguably see this as a tank mod even as early in Rena 16. It's a lot harder than any other mod on this, right? So you're not really expecting your hidden players to do well. If they do, it's a really good bonus though. Like it just adds a lot of points that I think are not expected to be there.
Look at the score difference between Frankie and Zylice. Shiina finds another break as the hidden player, but you need to see some of these hidden hard rocks break. We're past the middle way of the map. Frankie's got 580k to Dazzle's 450. They're both FC. That's the payment of this hidden hard rock, right? This is why they took it, and it's looking like it's paid off. But a miss from Zylice does breathe a little bit of room for Taiwan there. It's right past the middle of the map. If we see Frankie or Zooty break, there's
good comeback potential here. There really is. That was a very questionable break. Oh, that's smoke coordination.
Everyone shouting out there. Canada in form, even on the break. We'll see how Taiwan do. We've seen Taiwan almost always blunder after the breaks here on these maps, but see how they play here. The slow part Zylice, another miss. Actually does matter because players don't just, they don't just miss an OWC like a lot.
Oh,
Shield actually.
Okay, that's gone. I was gonna say there's some room for a comeback here.
Vespirit,
But with the shield break, I don't think it's gonna be
fine.
happening. Everyone's breaking. What's going on?
Taiwan is absolutely forfeited this map and will be on the match point here. Is xootynator putting up? Is that her second FC in the match? I think she's played 2 maps and FC both.
I think so.
So yeah, you're really seeing those SS tier players, this OWC just performing when it matters. And xootynator, look at that, 3.5 million for the side of Canada there. No real bad scores there. Vespirit putting up 700k, 600k on that. AR rate hidden is no slouch. I mean, you look at Shiina's score and it's like, yeah, that was a pop-up.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I was talking about this, right? The overmod potential on this team from Zooty and Frankie. We've seen it a lot in early rounds last year. It's there. It's very dangerous. They just got 3.6 million with like 2 600k scores, right? Like just 2 scores that aren't even full combos. You would have, as Taiwan, you would have to 4-way this map to like even come close to that, right?
So, I know, right? It's the overmod on that map, a bit of fortunate circumstance there for Canada to be able to put up so many overmodding skills, but it looks like Shiina is going to be putting DT3 up on the board for Taiwan. They did have to put them on the NoMod 5, DT3 being that finger control DT, right?
Yeah, so this is one of the picks I think we were looking at them to do. I think this is a little bit of an advantage for them. They don't have a lot of picks that you could say that about. A lot of these other picks are going to be pretty neutral or Canada favored. I do think this one is pretty Taiwan favored, and I mean, they need it now. It's potentially their last pick, right? They have potentially another one afterwards, but I mean, they're down 1-4 right now, right? So they gotta pull out the big guns. Maybe this is the big guns.
This is OTST. I believe that's Taiwan's tournament.
Yeah, it is Shiina's own tournament. So.
Oh, yep. Okay, well, yeah, I had the luxury of seeing that tournament. That was seriously. I know a lot of people missed the Asian side of tournaments. Taiwan was one of the teams I was really, backing behind OWC coming into this year. Yeah. And another one, of course, Hong Kong and Indonesia. I'm one of those players that gets to watch a lot of these Asian tournaments. I got to tell you, this OWC, some of those Asian teams, man, they're coming to play.
Canada, it's always good to have that. I think a lot of, especially like, I think we're always aware of that too. Like in terms of casting, like a lot of the representation is very Western. So it's good to have people that are knowledgeable of the Eastern teams.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, we'll see what they do here. Dazzle, Shiina staying in for this one. Imagine Shield. Shield's been pretty much there.
Shield has been having a good game, man. It's gotta be said. It's gotta be said. Even though Taiwan is down 3 points, Shield has just been showing up.
Yeah, haven't been seeing too much supporting FCs from the side of Taiwan today. But that's all right. They need to win this one to really bring that momentum back and hopefully take this to tiebreaker, because that tiebreaker is sick and I want to see it so bad.
All right, so as far as their 4th player here for Taiwan, last time they ran Shiina, Shield, Dazzle, and NekoKamui. We have not seen NekoKamui play a single map here. So I don't know if he's here or something, but we are going to be seeing Spinesnight. We've seen every other player except NekoKamui and Rucker, so...
It's almost too late to bring in people at this point, even then, like, your match point down, if it's like, you want your first map to be this map, it takes a whole lot of confidence and mindset to be able to, stomach that. It's very hard. We get into this potentially last map here. Match point for Canada. DT3 picked by Taiwan. Awesome song and map here.
And I don't think Canada has really played a map like this on stream yet. Last round, it wasn't played at all. So this is a little bit of a first for them.
Who are we looking to pop off here for Canada? Because I actually don't know too much about their DT finger controller sort of stuff here. I mean, with the hit of Ryan gone, and there was that other player as well.
Right.
Really
that's kind of the thing. I mean, we had a lot of really strong players, and they're all gone. Right? They like I said, it's a full replacement for this roster. Not a lot of people know.
Oh my god!
Not even myself. But
yeah, Muffin is gonna miss, but Spinesnight was off to a rough accuracy start, and Shiina as well with an early break. This one looking really hard to act. Actually, I can't see a single 99 right now, but there's Shield, of course. Proving me wrong.
I don't think we've seen much good accuracy on this map. It is a finger control DT pick, so I think it's kind of expected that the hack is a lot lower. But even every other time this has been played, it's been lower.
Yeah, this is the type of map that you could just see a 94% FC along with those hard rock 2s, but Zylice looking damn good, and so is Shield. Early misses on the side of Taiwan, so we need to see something bounce back from Canada as we approach the halfway point of this map.
Wait, I thought we saw Nick miss earlier, but I guess it was just client lag?
Oh yeah, Muffin. Zylice is gonna miss there, so right in the middle almost. So is Muffin. Oh, this is bad for Canada right now, as Taiwan do have the 2 FCs, and Shiina with that supporting combo. His eyes on Nick right now, and I gotta say, I don't think we've seen Nick really popping off on every map. He's kind of had a miss on every map here, so good chance here for Taiwan to win this one.
Yeah, and I think normally on a map like this, you'd expect it to be a lot longer, but this isn't that long. It's 2.5 minutes. We're already over halfway there, right? So these recovering combos from Spinesnight and Shiina Noriko really paying off here. They start getting this early. Like, they're basically really close to 4-way right now. Right?
Yeah. Okay, I was just gonna say we need a break here for the side of Taiwan. They need to see that they do have a chance, and it's a good chance. But some players don't like that break, like you were mentioning earlier. We'll see how they do. We saw last time they all just crumbled. All 4 of them broke on that last map towards the end. So it really does take a lot of mental fortitude to stay with it. As Nick and Vespirit still holding that combo and not letting Taiwan run away with this one. It's about 200k to boot. And
they have a solid advantage, but like it could just vanish at any moment, right? And like you said, the end of these maps have been pretty explosive on both sides. And we are at the end now, probably the hardest part of the map as well. So let's see how that ends up playing out.
I really want to give a big shout out to Spines and Shiina here. I know they missed at the start, but for both of them to miss at the start and then FC the rest of the map, match point down takes a lot, dude. That is well done to the 2 of them. Muffin, Zylice did the same thing. So all these players, really, their mental is just rock solid right now. As Taiwan do take that point back in. Canada now, we'll see if they've been quick to pick every map. We'll see if they're still quick on this one, as Taiwan put up about 4 mil on that.
Yeah, this is so good for Taiwan though. Again, they really needed this. They've been playing their picks extremely well, and I think this is along the type of like the level of play you would expect on both teams, right? It's not like anybody really did bad on that map, honestly. Like 4 million on one side is really hard to beat, right? So this is a little bit more along the lines of what we're expecting for this match. NoMod 1 being picked on the side of Canada. This is a bit of a gamble. Okay.
Dude, NoMod 1 match point has to be like the most psycho pick.
They banned NoMod 1 last round, by the way, so this is interesting.
This is pure. Yep. We're doing it. Zooty is in. She's 2 FCs out of 2, so we'll see how the NoMod 1 does. You know, this is most of the time you have a good aim player. NoMod 1, especially all the way up to like almost semis at least, you'd expect some of these players to kick off some FCs. Of course, it's a NoMod 1, so anything can happen. We have Shield, who's been playing phenomenal, and as is Dazzlewind, both coming off an FC, so they're staying here. They're staying good. Shiina as well, as they look for their last player.
Probably going to be Diaostrophism, I would say.
Oh, yeah. Probably going to be Dia as well, yeah. I'm just going to call him Dia because that name is so hard.
It's too many syllables.
Too much. The I, A, and the O instantly. Dia. Can't do that one. Just going to call you Dia. Hopefully that's all good. We see who they put in for this last one. Hasn't really been having too hot of a game himself, this one. This match, but tournaments are so cool because, you know, sometimes you'll have a player that's certainly underperforming on the day. This is one of those games where you could be having an off day and there's nothing you can do about it. It really just do be like that sometimes. So hopefully they have enough of a team to support each other, and you know, when one of the players isn't feeling too hot. And NoMod 1 certainly should be one of those slots where you could kind of, hey, make you step in. Should be all good, but it's also that map where you've got the most fear. I feel like NoMod 1 is a fear pick. Like, you don't want to get in there and play that.
It's the stress pick.
Yeah.
It's like nothing happens and everyone is assessing until something happens.
Yeah.
But when is that going to happen? You don't know. It's very hard, not only just to play, but also just to watch. I think most, like, notoriously, like the most like nerve-wracking picks I've personally watched from previous World Cups are always NoMod 1s.
Yeah, NoMod 1 it's definitely the best map to watch in my opinion. It's up there with Tiebreaker. It's just so good. I actually am a big fan of easy NoMod 1s in OWC. I know a lot of people hate this, but I love easy NoMod 1s because I think pressure is like a skill that should be tested. And yeah, 4 people FCing all the way to the end, it's pretty damn entertaining. But that's just me as a viewer. I'd hate to play it, but I love to watch it. So it looks like Spinesnight's going to be filling in for this one.
Yeah, and I think the Canadian roster here is kind of as expected. You're definitely looking at Nick, Zooty, and Frankie for this. Lots of good aim players. Zylice coming around as well, filling in the last slot. And strap in, because we're in for a bit of a ride for 3 minutes.
Yep, it's NoMod one time, and how is the aim feeling? Usually, through at the start of a map, you get a good indicator of how your aim's feeling. Like instantly, you can just be like, oh, I feel good. It should be all right. But sometimes it's like, oh god, I'm struggling through the intro, and it's like, oh, I'm missing. Hopefully, no one's feeling that right now, but certainly a feeling that can come up through these maps. And those streams.
There's a lot resting on this map as well, right? Taiwan really want to stay in this. They want to have a chance, and of course, we need the tiebreaker chance. It needs to happen for the 4th time.
I always say, if you win that 4th point, it's the momentum, right? If you win the 4th point before tiebreaker, that momentum going into tiebreaker is everything. Dazzlewood's going to over-aim there just slightly to the right. And that's a bad pick for the side of Taiwan, as he's been solid this match.
Yeah, he's been one of their key players, so this is actually so bad.
Oh, the nerves, man. NoMod 1 is such a killer. It's such a demon pick. Seriously scares me. 99.79 across all of the Canadians right now, as they are in complete harmony. Shiina with the only SS standing. Spinesnight, another break as we get into this sort of free combo section. Disaster for Taiwan right now. Oh my god. What free combo, as everyone is just blitzing through this map.
Okay, no, so this is a lot less stressful now. Two breaks on one side is kind of a lot, even though Dazzle is recovered, but Cannon's just not missing at all. We're already halfway in. So, I mean, there would have to be something monumental for Taiwan to have a comeback chance here.
Yeah, this is already 300k to NoMod 1's scores are pretty low, and Canada just looks so solid. It's like Zooty can't miss. I don't think she's missed today.
I don't think so.
Oh no, a break. This is scary for Taiwan. You see you're behind. If you miss, you know there's no chance. So the nerves right now. Canada should be pretty comfortable. They just have to hold on a little bit longer, and they should have this in the bag. That's 75% point from that. And I felt like it had to be a catastrophic break on that jump there for Canada, as it's 500k, and Spinesnight's score cap so low. So is Dazzlewind. An unfortunate performance here. These last map, Frankie's going to get forward, but
that's
it's not
fine.
enough.
Dude, that's okay. That's okay.
700k on NoMod 1, and Canada still have 3 FCs. They're going to put up something absurd. Poor Shiina and Shield holding onto those FCs. It's just unfortunate here as they're getting blitzed on this NoMod 1. This is the most one-sided map we've seen today.
You really have to credit Shield in this match, though. Shield has been such a strong asset for the Taiwanese team. Unfortunately, it's not going to come together, but I think he he played in every single map and top scored every single one map for his team, except for Hidden 1 this time around.
3.7 mil is going to be hard to beat. Like, look at the acts. They all had the same replay. Dude, that was incredible. What scores there from Canada there. They are going to close out that match in a 5-2 manner. Really well played there from Canada. And I was saying it before, man, you can never underestimate this country. For some reason, they always just pop off. It's seriously Canada time, baby.
Yeah, they're definitely making a little bit of a statement, I think. Lots of roster swaps, lots of key names missing, but doesn't look like it matters. Doing their best showing against Taiwan since ever, probably. I think I don't remember if they've played previously than 2013 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, like we said, usually a tiebreaker here. It didn't happen today. To no fault of Taiwan, they did play pretty well, actually. Yeah. Again, looking at Dazzlewind and Shield, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Canada going to be winning this match, and looking in the next round at Japan versus Finland for their opponent.
Yep. So looking pretty good bracket again for Canada this year. It's what happens when you perform so well in qualifiers. You know, I think they're just getting that top 4 seed every time through these qualifiers, just looking so good every year. And really well played there. Unfortunate for Taiwan, though. That was a winner's bracket match, however, so they will have, of course, the 2 matches next week. They should be all good.
Yeah, their opponents aren't really decided yet, but in the losers brackets, they're looking at either Mexico or Turkey. And then afterwards, it's either China or Japan, Finland, actually.